What's up, guys? This is Sam Talks About Games, and today I'm going to be talking about my love for Yakuza and my journey since I started playing Yakuza in August, or July, rather. August is really when I started playing Yakuza, but July is when I started. But nonetheless, let's get right into the video. Why is Yakuza so special to me? Well, as soon as I started Yakuza 0, Yakuza 0 remains my favorite Yakuza game in the series. I'm currently playing Like a Dragon, though, and that could beat 0. That has the best chance out of any game to beat it. So, obviously, it leaves a great first impression on you. Yakuza 0 is my fourth favorite game of all time. But how it got me hooked was the story is so good and so addictive. And there's also all these quirky sub-stories, that stuff that would actually happen in Japan. Like, I know people who've been to Japan and lived in Japan, and they're like, yeah, there's stuff that happens there that, it's stuff like the sub-stories. Yakuza is actually pretty accurate to the type of things you'll encounter. And, it's like, this is such a perfect, capture of this life and how it would be, and, the Yakuza and politics and shit. And it just dragged me in. And it goes for the vibe that I want. The combat's always good, the heat actions, the beat-em-up combat, it's amazing. And Kiryu's such a relatable character. He doesn't kill. He wants to abide to his own morals while being in the Yakuza. It's just so amazing. But yeah, moving forward, the stories are some of the best I've seen in a game. And in addition to the stories being some of the best, the stories are interconnected. I would compare it only to the two other series that I believe do this interconnected thing, like Yakuza does, is Trails and Xenoblade. Those games do interconnected. Trails, obviously, to a large extent, they see an end in sight. Xenoblade, Takahashi had that in his mind the whole time he was making it. Yakuza's the same way. It's very interconnected, and it's very good. And furthermore, the cutscenes are so bombastic, and the action is so over the top, and it's just filled with adrenaline and testosterone. Like, holy shit, It's amazing. Furthermore, I have a feeling that this series is definitely here to stay. Like, Yakuza is going to be around for decades to come. It's probably Sega's, if we're discounting Persona, it's Sega's second biggest franchise, right next to Sonic, because, nothing's ever going to be bigger than Sonic. But when Yakuza was first made, they weren't very sure on the success of it. Yakuza almost didn't happen. The creator of Yakuza really had to push for Yakuza to even come out, because it was a very different game than was popular during the time, and they didn't know if it would succeed, etc., etc. But as we know now, Yakuza is extremely successful. There have been spin-offs. There have been, to this point, 8 main series games. We had, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And from what I've played of it, 7 might be the best one. It's still between that and 0, but, wow. This is an amazing series. And then there's spin-offs like Dead Souls, Kenzan, Ishin, Black Panther, Judgment, Lost Judgment. Judgment and Lost Judgment I still need to play, but I've heard those are amazing detective stories. Like, this series just has so much to it, and there's so much that they could do with this series in the future. I really do feel like it's the One Piece of video games. Like, it's going to continue and have this intertwining plot over decades and decades. I am very, very excited for the future of this series. And to elaborate furthermore, um, so, going into Yakuza 7, like a dragon, right? I was a little bit skeptical on, because I haven't seen much of it. I'm like, is Ichiban gonna live up to Kiryu's character? And after about 10 hours in so far, he absolutely does. Um, he's his own person. He's not like a Kiryu clone. He has his own personality, his own ideals, his own beliefs, and he goes on his own journey. And it's to the point where I like him as much as I like Kiryu. And I'm just very, extremely happy with the future that Yakuza is headed in. And you can't say the same for a lot of other series. Assassin's Creed, the future is bleak. Call of Duty, etc. There's a lot of series which are headed in bad directions. But I don't think Yakuza is at all. I think Yakuza is only getting better and better. And this interconnected narrative is getting larger and larger. And each game is upping the stakes more and more. So yeah, that's what I think about Yakuza, why it's so important to me. And a little side note I'll add is, if you really want a boost of motivation to do stuff in life, maybe work out, etc., especially if you want to work out, like as I was playing Yakuza, I really wanted to work out just because this game is so motivating and it's so filled with adrenaline. It's amazing. But yeah, that's about it. That's it.